University of Oregon, Kenny Dillingham is not back, obviously, because he became the head coach at Arizona State. Bo Nix going to Oregon was a big reason. A big reason was Kenny Dillingham, who was his OC originally with Gus Malzahn at Auburn. He moves on to be the head man, a young head man in Tempe, Matt Green. But look, I think this is kind of big, where Oregon was ahead of schedule in year one. They were a couple crazy in-game calls from Dan Lanning away from really having a strong case to make the college football playoff in year one out of the Pac-12 and in that CFP drought for the Pac-12. By and large, I think an extremely successful season for the Ducks. The Ducks are bringing back a lot of talent. Thornton's in the portal, but they got a big receiver transfer already. They obviously were able to run the ball with their two-headed monster all season long. This year, Bo Nix had his best college season to date, which is huge for them. But I want to ask you, what does it mean for their future with Will Stein, now the new offensive coordinator, taking over? So obviously he is on board with Bo Nix. I don't think Bo Nix comes back unless he feels like he is going to be the guy. So Matt Green, long way of saying Bo Nix returning. How does that shape what you think of the Ducks going into 2023?
I mean, I think they have to be considered one of like a top 5, top 10 team coming into 2023. Honestly,
Yeah.
Like he was a Heisman candidate. Like Oregon was a really good team this year, and the Pac-12 was a really good conference. Like I think Auburn, every Auburn fan, like I really wonder. I'd like to talk to some Auburn fans about Bo Nix, because I bet you half the fan base is kind of pissed at him that like now he's good that he went to Oregon. And the other half of the fan base is probably like, I knew he was this good all along. We just had to put him in the right system, whatever the case may be, put him in the right situation. Because this guy completed over 70% of his passes, like 14 rushing touchdowns this year, 27 touchdowns, 6 picks. Like he was a baller this year. So I think USC is probably going to be the betting favorite, going into next year with Caleb Williams and it just being year 2 of Lincoln Riley. Like we'll see whatever they do on signing day and in the portal. But I think Oregon, this is huge for Oregon, because there's a few teams out there that are competitors contenders this year that like lose their quarterback. You really have no idea where they're going to be coming into 2023. But I think this puts a floor of Oregon's season next year, I think at like 9 wins or so. So I think they're definitely a contender to definitely make the playoff, and who knows, win it all next year.
I mean, they're in the blue chip ratio. They've got a bunch of talent. Dan Lanning obviously knows defense. Will Stein, which was a great hire, who comes from UTSA, who has just been a juggernaut in the last few years with their offense. So going that route to pick your OC, plucking former Louisville quarterback, young dude, but fun offense. And obviously Harris has just been a dynamite QB in the UTSA Roadrunner system for years now. Bo's in good hands, and I also think he looks at it as like the guys in front of him where I don't know how they would have gone, but like you look at the mocks and you see like Will Levis and Anthony Richardson ahead of him, and you're like, the Bo tape this year and the physical tools, I don't know why you would take either of those guys over Bo. I think he deserves a lot of credit for not letting that opening shellac